Eros Confession, POV.
Love is not as simple as mortals believe. They think of me as a playful god, armed with arrows that inspire affection and desire. But they do not know the weight of love, the way it binds and transforms, the way it tests even a god. I did not plan to love Psyche. When my mother, Aphrodite, summoned me, her voice sharp with jealousy, I obeyed as I always had. Psyche, a mortal woman whose beauty rivaled that of the goddess of love herself, had drawn Aphrodite's wrath. My task was simple: to strike her with one of my arrows and make her fall in love with a vile creature, a fitting punishment for daring to outshine a goddess. But when I saw her, everything changed. Psyche was more than beautiful. She was luminous, her eyes filled with wonder, and her heart untainted by pride. As I crept closer, my hand trembling with the arrow poised to strike, a slip of my own weapon pricked me. In that instant, I was undone. Love, the very force I commanded, consumed me. I could not bear to harm her. Instead, I vowed to protect her, though it meant defying my mother. I brought Psyche to a palace I conjured for her, hidden from the world and from my mother's eyes. By day I remained unseen, a voice and a presence that surrounded her. By night I came to her in darkness, ensuring she would not see my face. It was a cruel irony. I, the god of love, unable to reveal myself to the woman I adored. But I feared what might happen if she knew the truth. Would she see me as a monster? Would she flee? Our nights together were filled with laughter and whispered secrets, her warmth a balm to my immortal soul. She would tell me stories of her life before the palace, of her dreams and fears, and I would listen, enraptured by the sound of her voice. Yet I knew her curiosity burned. The whispers of her jealous sisters reached her, their words sowing doubt. They convinced her I was a beast, hiding in the shadows to mask my monstrous form. I begged her to trust me, to believe in the love we had built. But one night, unable to resist, she lit a lamp to gaze upon me as I slept. I awoke to her startled gasp, her eyes wide with realization. For a moment I saw wonder in her expression, but it was quickly replaced by fear and guilt. Betrayed by the one I loved, my heart broke. The oil from her lamp burned my skin as I fled, the pain insignificant compared to the ache in my chest. I returned to my mother's domain, wounded in ways I had never known. Each moment apart from Psyche felt like an eternity, her absence a void I could not fill. Psyche's journey to find me was a testament to her love. She faced trials that would have broken even the strongest mortal, tasks designed by Aphrodite to ensure her failure. Yet she endured. She braved dangers and humbled herself before the gods. She fetched water from the treacherous river Styx, carried a box of beauty from the underworld, and withstood the torment of Aphrodite's scorn. Each step she took was a declaration of her devotion, a reminder of the love that bound us. When she descended into the underworld to retrieve a fragment of Persephone's beauty, I could stay away no longer. I watched as her mortal body faltered under the weight of her burdens, her spirit unbroken but her strength waning. My heart ached with every stumble, every tear. I carried her to Olympus, presenting her case before the gods. Zeus himself granted her immortality, binding her fate to mine for eternity. Now, as I sit beside her, my hand in hers, I know the trials were worth it. Love is not simple. It is not always gentle. It is a force that demands sacrifice and vulnerability, a force that humbles even the gods. Psyche taught me this. She made me understand that love is not about perfection, but about persistence, trust, and the courage to face the unknown. There are moments when I reflect on what might have been, had I struck her with the arrow as commanded. Would she have lived a simpler life, untouched by divine turmoil? Or would she have been lost to a love that was never meant for her? These questions linger in the quiet corners of my mind, but they do not haunt me. Instead, they remind me of the path we walked together, the trials that forged our bond. Psyche's transformation into a goddess has not changed her essence. She remains the same luminous soul who captured my heart, with her wonder and resilience. She walks among the gods now, her head held high, her love for me as steadfast as the day she first dared to trust in the unseen. And I, the god of love, have learned what it means to truly be loved in return. I am Eros, the god of love. And for Psyche, I would endure it all again. For in her I found not just love, but the courage to be vulnerable, the strength to defy even the mightiest of forces, and the truth that love, in all its complexities, is worth every sacrifice.